Welcome to Market Boys with Xzabko and Andres.
What's going on, guys?
Hello, everybody. We are missing one of our partners today. Hope he gets better, Edmundo. He's been fighting the flu, but news don't stop, so we can't stop at Market Boys either.
That's right.
There we go. So what we got, Xzabko?
Well, and the can keeps kicking down the road, if you will, right? So, petroleum
Okay.
going up, right? And unfortunately, there's a topic that we may have to discuss when it comes down to sex trafficking, if you will, human trafficking, right? And of course, the big T, the big DT, Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. I know. He's in the news, right? I think he's the most controversial person in the world right now.
Oh, my God.
If you want attention, he gets
it.
Yeah, he got the attention for sure.
Yes, indeed.
If somebody says, "Do you hear me now?" and we say, "Yes, we do."
Good. You hear me now?
Right?
Good.
Yeah. Correct.
Oh, yeah. He has the world's attention, and he's going to get more. So I pray for Donald Trump.
Me too. At the end of the day, he's the chief in command, and you know what? We just have to support whatever he goes.
That's it. The people voted.
Yeah.
So, and he stands, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, he's getting things done. Now, there's going to be some things as a leader that people are not going to be so enthralled about, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
I mean,
it's just the way it is.
I don't think that he's in the business to pleasure people. He just want to pleasure results. And at the end of the day, sometimes it comes with strong character,
Indeed.
Temperament. He definitely has that. But let's start with what's going on with the oil, right?
All right. So with the oil, let's see here. What was going on here? The petroleum, good old petroleum that we need every day of our lives. So CBS, they came up with a strategy, or somewhat of a strategy, right?
CBS, the news.
Well, no, they didn't. but they hired on or asked the specialists or the experts, what could we do to solve this problem, right? And one of the solution was to tap into the strategic petroleum reserve, right? And that may lower the gas prices. Now, who knows? May. I don't know. What are your thoughts behind that?
I mean, it's there. I think that's just a panicking reaction, right? When something that is just transitional, the war is not going to be forever. I mean, they just clear out. We know that part of the big issue is that 20% of the oil in the world goes through the Strait of Hormuz. Right? And that's the big issue.
Right.
Okay, so it's creating panicking, and one thing that the market hates more than bad news is uncertainty, and that's what everything is driven right now by uncertainty, a lot of hearsay, which to me, like what these people from CBS are trying to put on, it's just hearsay.
Right.
I get it. I mean, yeah, we have reserves. We're fine, right? And also we have a new partnership and new oil stream that is also coming from Venezuela, that is not coming to the United States specifically, but it's a new resource that is out opening in the market place. So we're in a good position. I'm not afraid of that. I think it's an opportunity because the market is very sentimental. And through uncertainty, they just run crazy and people move from one section to another. Some people will pay the price that move by sentiments and their feelings. And the ones that they just look at the numbers and they're more factual. I mean, we'll see who conquers.
Catering to all, right? And so they're fanning the fire of scarcity, right? That's kind of like that's basically the point of the media machine.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
They want to get us all in an uproar, right? Yeah. It's good for media.
Yes. Now, also, one thing is we have to look at the timing, right? So the timing with energy is going up, right, is creating pressure for inflationary risk. Obviously, the Federal Reserve, and we're going to be paying a lot of attention on the CPI numbers, the expectations if inflation it's not cooling down, right? Most likely the Federal Reserve is going to hold the horses which has a lot of implications on, Bread's gonna make money more expensive again. Right now, we're just filling in our wallets. I know. I'm with you guys. When we go out and put gas at the pump, things just spike. But I think that we're going through labor pains.
Oh, more than that. So
It's
did you hear about the prices in LA? Like downtown
It's like
LA?
$9.
$9. That's insane.
Yeah, but that has something else to do with it, right? It's like when they want to subsidize everything, and I get it, But the average, I mean, it's more than twice as much that it's seen here.
More than twice as much.
Correct.
Exactly.
So it's just ridiculous. And if you go to the East Coast, which still like
Same,
it-
yeah.
I mean, it's cheaper. Remember, like because most of the oil come through the East zone. So transportation, right? What it costs to move the oil from the East Coast, New Jersey ports, through the West Coast has a price. But come on, I mean, 3 times the money? I don't think so.
Well, that's good old fashioned capitalism too, right? Location, location, location.
Yeah.
And so they're the heart of downtown, whatever the case may be, right? If you go out into a rural area and there's nobody there, guess what? Those prices are going to be low. But if you go to an airport, you go downtown, things like that, right? Places like that, the prices are going to be astronomical because they know you need them, right?
For sure.
Right. So,
Yeah.
so therefore, that's where capitalism kick in at, right? It's like, okay, do we set up a certain limit, based on, areas, so those prices won't eye gouge people, right? Because of course, business owners, they're going to take advantage of. Same thing with the housing market, right?
Yeah, it's the market, right? So at the end of the day, we just have to do the market do his thing. Yeah, it correct itself.
Right.
When too much government intervention comes in because of fear and because we don't want people uncomfortable.
Right.
I mean, sometimes we have to be uncomfortable to
Right.
enable to prosper.
Right. Right.
That's part of the short-term risk that I see, right? It's uncomfortable to go and put gas at a certain price, but it's not eternal. It's not going to be the new norm. We know that right now. I mean, we saw the oil prices on the barrel it spiked up to 119, right? Ooh. Hey, 3 months ago we were under 60.
Whoa!
Right, so it just doubled so fast, so quick, right? But we gotta pay attention. Is where the price of the barrel is gonna stay at. Right now, it's around a little bit over 90. Between 90 to 100, we have to be cautious. One of the main reasons for that is because that will send an inflationary signal, which most likely will delay any cuts from the Federal Reserve. That has implications on loans, on real estate, you name it, right? It just spreads out. I think that's the timing of what that's happening in conjunction with the inflationary pressure that we're seeing from the Federal Reserve and politics. A lot to do has to do with politics too. So, but the market will do his thing. I believe in the American market and the open markets as well. So, thing will run his course. Eventually, nothing that is worse lasts forever, and nothing that is great lasts forever either.
Right. I wonder if everyone knows, like, 120 a barrel, right? Or $100, $120 a barrel. How much oil we consume as a nation, right, per day, like per barrel. My understanding is more like 40,000 barrels.
I don't have the data in front of me. I mean, we consume barrel, but I could tell you that most of the barrel that we produce, we have a lot of reserves.
Right.
So we have plenty of oil. I'm not so worried about it. That is like the world's going to end tomorrow or something like that if we don't have oil. I think that right now, certain things that we're not seeing on the news, right, it's more likely when it comes to scarcity, instead of oil, we got to look at chip manufacturing. Right? There's right now is becoming a shortage on the chips, right? Because of the high demand on the bandwidth. That's something that we're consuming probably more than oil right now is the bandwidth consumption on traffic, right? And when I'm talking about traffic is data traffic. With AI, it consumes a ridiculous amount of energy. Those chips, those raw materials that are important, right? So right now there is a little bit of a shortage on that side. Just something to pay attention. I don't think that it's critical yet, but just pay attention
Critical.
because we just using a lot right now, and the rate doesn't look like it's gonna decrease. It's just gonna continue to increase on that side. So
So check this out. Over 100 million worldwide barrels of oil we consume, right? And as a nation, per day, now that's per day now, 100 million barrels. And as a nation, it says 13 million.
we're good.
I was slight. My number was very small.
I know.
Oh
13 million
my God.
is not a bad deal. It's good.
Right.
Nice.
So then you tack on go from 60 a barrel to $110 a barrel, right?
Yeah, which was the spike, right? It just went up, and it has to do a lot with the hearsay, right? What with the fear, the uncertainty that just spiked those prices, but it just kind of like went back another 20% or so. We're good. I mean, the other thing that we have to pay attention is precious metals. Look at silver, gold, right? Gold is doing something very interesting.
Right. Are we still
Pay attention to that.
Is gold rising? I haven't been paying attention to gold yet lately.
Yeah, I think it's. I cannot give you. A lot of people are already in
Don't
there.
do it. Don't say it.
Yeah,
Don't say
a
it.
lot of people are already in there.
Back to oil.
Right.
Back to gas.
Back to oil.
So gas prices, from this article, gas prices are surging across the U.S. with motorists paying about 20% more gas than before the start of the U.S. war with Iran. Of course, that's where it all stemmed from, right? Expert says one option that could help tame prices from the pump is the strategical petroleum reserves, right? That's our emergency
Now,
oil.
keep in mind that a lot of the rebound on the oil that it started to decline again is because, the president talked about it, right? He said, okay, we don't foresee this war being too long. They're being tactical about the Iran and how they're attacking and they're using their resources.
Right.
Which the market took with generosity, right? And the market's kind of like rebound versus running like the crazy lady at home.
Right.
That the war is going to end. It's going back.
So I heard that that the son has took over Iran regime.
The son of the supreme leader, yeah.
Yeah. So, a lot of people has controversial thoughts behind that because, now the son has the same, viewpoints as his father. So basically, did you replace one for it? It's the same result, right?
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Right.
But there is an old saying, forgive my French, right? You don't shit what you eat, right? And that's something that Iran just did by attacking his allies, their neighbors.
Right.
They just show their true colors.
Right.
And now they put as a country, right, as their movement, they put themselves against the wall. Because now even their neighbors, they're like, you know what, we don't support this. We need to clear this out.
That's right.
And then they were showing that pretty much they have military power to overtake the Middle East. That was their ultimate goal. It just shows those true colors. They came to life. But I think that I'm very have a very good overlook of the future for humanity.
The Iranian citizens, they're from my understanding, they're welcoming our presence.
Absolutely, because they've been dealing for that for over 47 years of pressure. I personally have Iranian clients and friends, and they're very smart people, very educated, very good with finances, very good business people.
Right.
They're very good with business.
Right.
And I haven't heard the first person who say, yeah, that's great, let's go back to that. None of them.
Right.
It's like it's an 100% correlation to they don't like the government, they know what it did, the consequences, nothing that socialism, right? They just imply religion to attract certain piece of movement that happens in 79 and other people took that bait. Nothing different that happens in Cuba, nothing different that happens in Venezuela, and we know this. It's the same story, right? We just different location, different approach, same story.
Indeed.
Keeps on run.
You know, media, they want to capture the, you know, the controversial side of things, right? Where you'll see like, you know, the people that were all for the destruction side of things, right? Where they're saying, you know, F, you know, United States, you know, unalive us all, right? Yada, 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 right?
Correct.
And so they want to jump in on the controversial side of things, right? And make us believe that it's the people that wants that, but that's far
Yeah,
from the
no,
case.
no. I mean, the majority of the Iranians they're good people. Again, is the movement, right?
Right.
It's a cell, it's a cancerous cell that it needs to be like eradicated. And I mean, the American government said it very well. The idea is not just going and clean the government. It's not good. I mean, we just gotta see experience, right? What we did in Iraq, Afghanistan, right? You remove all the power and just chaos, and it gets worse, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's just helping transition them into that democracy that they had before, per se, right? Just reestablish trade again and let their own people figure out their things and support them at the end of the day, right? And right now, in terms of markets, right? Volatility versus what's a trend. Yeah, volatility is there on markets. It's uncertainty what creates volatility, but it's also opportunity. You just gotta see the writing on the wall. The other part is that help the US dollar is that a lot of the money fly to US dollar. So the depreciation of the dollar just bounce back and is getting more appreciation. So that's good for us as well.
Indeed, and for
Somehow-
foreign trade, the dollar's low, but it's stronger than elsewhere, if you will.
Yeah. We just want, I believe on the long term view, we just want also the dollar on a depreciation side for foreign trade, for the ability that if the goal is that we become that manufacturing powerhouse again, right? We want to be able that the dollar is competitive outside in terms that foreign countries can buy our product and it's affordable.
Right.
But if the dollar is so expensive, it makes it unaffordable for them to
Exactly.
acquire products.
Exactly.
So I'm good with that.
So
I'm
if we
like,
break it down just a tad bit,
Yeah.
it can make us richer as a nation.
correct.
So Donald Trump and Elon Musk is teaming up once again.
There you go.
Let's see, what's the headline? A shell of our former self. How Trump and Musk spending cuts are hampering U.S. government readiness with the Iranian war, right? And President Trump begins his second term with a promise to cut billions and billions of dollars. That sounds like him too. Billions and billions, and we're going to do a good job in the government spending, empowering Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency
Right,
to
Dodge.
eliminate programs and fire workers it deemed wasteful. Right, 1 year later, it cuts program and personnel in federal agencies that had been declared unneeded mere months ago, had hampered the U.S. government abilities to prepare for domestic emergencies, monitor terror threats, guard against cyber attacks, and broadcast U.S. information into Iran. So interesting stuff. That's CNN there. You know?
I could tell it was CNN.
You can tell, right?
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense, right? And it's like the narrative of a 2-year-old kid because they took their candy away.
They do not like Trump.
Not only that, it's just the narrative is just like, really? I mean, like,
Oh, yeah.
we just
like all over the
find out
place.
all this stealing stuff, all this waste and abuse that is happening, and it's healthy for the economy. Yeah, sometimes we need to like tie the belt, right? If
Period.
you're home and you're spending, if you want to sustain your family, right, and survive, what do? Don't spend more than what comes in.
Indeed.
And as a country,
That's
we gotta
simple
do
math.
that.
That's 101.
And they're bragging because they want their filet mignon instead of just having regular meat. Come on, really?
Right.
Yeah, that's just BS.
And I can just hear Trump now saying, fake news.
It is fake news. I'm not gonna argue with
I
that.
can hear him now. Fake
Yeah, I know.
news. CNN, you
Exactly.
are just horrible people.
Nah, this is funny. don't know if they're horrible people, but yeah, they obviously they have their
Well,
agenda. I get it. I get it. They
Yeah.
have their agenda.
Well, they've been around for a long time. They do have some good news. They cover some good news, if you will. Everybody has their opinion against each
You know,
media company, if you will. I
credibi-
just say be truthful and honest about it.
credibility is something that it has to be taken care of with so much care and there. And believe that some of these journalists and reporting institutions took that for granted and start focusing on like their political views and their budgeting agenda to get away what they want, and they forgot their true purpose, which
Right.
was reporting the truth.
Indeed.
Once
So
you
let's
lose
not-
that trust
You're done.
from the consumer,
You're
forget
done.
about it.
So let's not spin a narrative because you're trying to create a story that's going to get us to watch.
Yeah.
Right. How about just simply say it how it is so we can have a good bearing on what's going on in the world.
Correct.
Stop with all the crap that's trying to get us, tuned in. Trying to chop up, speeches to make it seem undesirable, right, to a person. It's just sleazy.
Correct. And the funny thing is, like, it has created an incentive for independent journalists that you see out there because people still care about the truth,
Yeah.
right, and what is right,
Right.
And a lot of those independent journalists, you see, some of them are just flourishing per se. That's the word, right?
Yeah.
And these big institutions, if they don't clean their home, I don't see a bright future for those big, old, well-known institutions
Yeah.
that became so political.
In time, you will see them slowly fade away, right? But I think they've known that, and so that's why they target the topics that they do, right, or the strategies that they do these days, right? Because they know they're obsolete, right? They're falling apart at the seams.
That's right. Now the other thing is this AR arms race, right? It's around $200 billion dollars in tech spending. So Amazon is planning to issue between 37 to 42 billion dollars on bonds issuance, right? They need capital, they need money for expansion. This is just focused on AI expansion. So it's a big race right now on tech companies, right? Who's gonna build the best, the fastest, the greatest? You wanna call it?
Who's
So
getting it first? Yeah.
AI infrastructure boom. It's right now. Let's talk about trends, right? So AI infrastructure boom is a big deal.
Right.
They need energy consumption. If you pay attention to some of the incentives that they give as they bring their manufacturing into the United States, is that they give them the independence to produce their own energy. That is huge for these companies, right?
Wow.
Because they can be energy independent while they're producing work and they bring in labor back.
That's huge. And so my understanding is that they are coming with they're coming up with a comprehensive AI that allows it to think like a very intelligent human being would, right? But
Yeah.
faster in seconds information, and they're able to replace the jobs of a lot of white collar, jobs out there, right? From my understanding, like lawyers, psychiatrists, what is it? What was the psychiatrist?
I don't know if I want an AI to be my psychiatrist. If that's what you're talking about.
Well, I don't think so either, right? But on a basic level, right? Well, I wouldn't say so basic. They are going to replace jobs, and so there's going to have to be
some of them.
a transition that people are talking about. That literally, you have to warn these people in these careers, the youth, if you will, right, before they get into it, and be aware that these jobs are not going to be so plentiful anymore, right? And so, entry level wise,
there is going to be a lot. I would say disruption is happening, right?
Indeed.
So with disruption comes fear. Let's skip back a little bit, right? So they were saying that with the radiologists, for example. Right? Oh, you know what? AI is taking over. This
Right.
becoming worthless. Well, actually, what happens is AI helps to have them more efficient and accurate on the radiology community, right? So they're able to see more patients, do more prognostics on patients, due to and be more assertive per se, right? On their diagnostics because AI. So AI has helping do better their job instead of replacing their job. So these two different things.
True.
Because the man is there. Now, there's certain processes, AI servicing, maybe a lot of customer service work will be evolving. Someone's going to disappear because I agree. I mean, if you have a machine that can do that systematic work, right, continuously,
Better, quicker, more consistent. Oh, yeah. And around the clock.
I'm good with that, correct? So it's going to happen. Now, there are certain things that humanity still needs that a machine cannot provide, and is the human contact and the spiritual part, right? Yeah. So if you're sitting with a psychiatrist or psychologist, right? I mean, these machines, all they can do is acquire objective, not even objective, it just acquire data, spit it back to you, right? But when you put in your feelings and your soul into it, they cannot identify that. They cannot relate that. So they don't have a soul. Just be clear on that. They don't have a soul, and at the end of the day, right, we do.
Indeed.
So something very, very unique. So for this AI tech race, right? So remember, is the AI infrastructure boom is happening right now.
Right.
Billions of dollars are putting into capital for this. So it's a massive demand for power, but power band, right? So the power demand, they need energy, and the semiconductor supply shortages. As oil demand increases, we start seeing that shift. But also, what it means is it could be the biggest capital cycle since the internet boom.
Well, they say it's economists, scientists, even physicists, they're saying that AI is the single best invention humanity ever came up with. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because think about that. Is giving life to an artificial brain. That's technically what it is. Artificial intelligence is creating an artificial brain. Is giving life to that type of source, right? To process of information.
Oh yeah.
And the AI is just not like, it's not just an AI boom, right? On software per se. It's not just software. It's a $1 trillion infrastructure.
Right. I can't help but to think, if we can do something like that, it's kind of like a godlike complex, right? Where you can create a likeness of yourself, right, and how you think, and if not better, right? And then if we were able to capture emotion, right, and the laws behind that, and implant that as well, what would that look like in the further foreseeable future, right?
We mean planting emotion as an artificial intelligence?
Yeah, but if we can figure out how to create that and then plant that into a cyborg or a robot or whatever you want to call it, right?
But we know that the
humanoid.
The thing is, like, it can be done, but it will be artificial. Again, it's not genuine because it's not a spiritual. The emotions come from the spirit.
Sure,
right?
Absolutely.
So, we can try to create and mimic things, and that's the big question, right? And from the theological point of view, is the some people call it audacity of men to create and build, but it's just we, since creation, we have questions, but it is the deniability and the race to trying to be like the Father.
Hey,
comes back to that.
Can you help us? I mean, can you blame us? I mean, yeah, that's why we're here. We're here for the human experience, and we're here to create, and we're here to build, and we're here to help the human race prosper, if not in as a whole with the entire planet, right? And so it's not that hard to really contemplate that. It's like, hey, we're here to evolve. That's what you're here for.
So let me ask you a rhetorical question. Do you think that our progress, our intelligence and wisdoms comes from within or is being given and allowed?
I think we are. It's on. We are empty canvas that we can access this information with everything around us, if not to the source itself. Right. This is what I believe. I believe we came here, like an empty hard drive, right? If you will, with a certain amount, with certain presets, if you will, default settings. And as we go through life, right, we can access some things that we have no idea, because I know I experienced it, where I don't know how I knew what I knew, but I knew it, right? And then there's things from human experience that we pick on, and we take that information and the information that is inside us, and we're able to evolve it into something else, creation, right, if you will, right? And so, yeah, I think we have a preset amount of information inside of wisdom and knowledge inside of us, right? And then we learn everything else from experience.
So, but the million dollar question is because the wisdom and the intelligence is created by us or it was given back to us?
Now, I can't say that because I don't know about giving, right? The giving part, right? It's like giving. That means in our human brain, to give, right? It's like something had to give it to us, right?
Something higher than you, something bigger than you, something more powerful than you, right?
Right.
Which it opens the door, right?
Right.
Of us being vulnerable, us being I would say, surrender to that bigger authority, to humiliate that because that's the ego, right? And that's what it comes in, is the ego.
Right.
Oh, what? Something bigger than me. No, I had the ability to create. Well, somebody give you that ability.
Something or something that we don't understand, that we can't even say the word something. It's beyond that.
Yeah. So we're humans, right? We're a species, per se.
Indeed.
Right? So out of that species, what we're so given with that free will, with that ability to create and the ability to dominate any other species on Earth. Again, do you think it was just self-evolved or it was given?
We came from somewhere. We're here for a reason. And I think if you put it that way, it is given.
Yeah.
Now, from what? How can you say if you've never seen it?
That's the definition of fate.
Indeed.
Right.
And so a robot, a humanoid, right, that the birth of AI, and then we happen to create emotion, right? We're implanting into the humanoid. They know who their father or moms is, right? If you will, right? Because it came from here.
No, it came from something that you can touch and feel with your senses. The hard thing for humanity, or for the man, and when I say man, it means males and females, right? Is the ability to believe in what they cannot see and they cannot touch.
Oh, yeah.
Do you believe in the wind?
Of course.
Do you know where it comes from? Or can you determine where it goes?
I mean, it's geo. It's geo. It comes from the entire planet in motion, right? Revolving, right? Spinning, if you will, right? And so that's what create weather, the different temperatures on the planet, and therefore wind is produced, right? And of course, with the oxygen of our plants.
Correct. But we use now some kind of technology and evolution, and we use some instruments, right, that we create to try to determine certain things on certain patterns of wind, right? But on our own humanity, right, can you stand outside and identify where it's going or where it's coming from?
I gotta lick my finger and put it in the air.
Right? But that's correct. But that will allow you to feel it.
Right.
And then you feel it so you know you exist. Indeed. But you don't know where it's coming from and where is it going.
Yeah.
Right? So it's fate. You don't know what is coming. You don't know what is going, but you know it's there. You cannot see it,
Oh yeah.
right?
course.
But it's there. It's that feeling. And that connection is something that artificial intelligence will not have.
Indeed. Indeed. Because I know in my heart of hearts and in my mind, my body, I know I'm connected, right? So to everything in the source itself,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Like experience love, for example. You have a daughter, right?
indeed.
Do you love her?
I love her to death, to life.
How do you know? But how do you know?
How do I know? It's inside me. Indeed.
And if you were to express something like that to someone that doesn't have children,
They wouldn't know.
they will not know, right? Because it's an experience that you have to live within,
Indeed.
right? And that's the main nature, right, of our connection with God,
100%.
with the Creator.
100%. Absolutely.
Very interesting. All right, so let's flip the page real quick here. We were talking about these, what do you call it?
The brothers?
The brothers. Right?
Okay, so speaking of soulless,
All right. Yes.
right? And these brothers, the Alexander brothers, they were convicted of sex trafficking. What was it? Not too long ago, yesterday, if you will, if I'm not mistaken. Here, I'll read the article. But these guys were multi-million-dollar brothers, right? They amassed a great wealth distribution within their career as real estate mongols, if you will, and they've lured these women in to sex trafficking, and they had their way with them in a very, a heinous way. So. These three brothers include two of the nation's most successful luxury real estate brokers were convicted of sex trafficking charges Monday after a 5-week trial over accusations that they used drugs and forced to grape scores of women they had dazzled with their wealth and lifestyle. The verdict came after 11 women testified they were sexually assaulted by one or more of the brothers twins, Aaron, Allen, Alexander, 38, Tal, Alexander, 39, and over 60 women have accused these guys of raping them. They've invited them to vacation locations. Vocation location. Jesus, why am I stuck on that?
I don't know.
Vocation location.
Right?
Including the Hamptons, the Caribbean, ski trips to Aspen, and the list goes on. So when these women see these guys, and they're not ugly guys,
Yeah.
good looking guys with money, resources, status, the thing that women look for in men, right? They want to make sure that they can provide. They have the ability to breed and good genetics, if you will, right? Yeah. And they're also resourceful. So, and have the status to prove it, right? Yeah. The leader of men, if you will, right? And so they attract these women, and they have the most vile intentions with these women, and they fall prey to these guys, and it's unfortunate.
That's what happens when you look for the devil in a tuxedo. What are you expecting to find?
Indeed. And I always look back when I think of that, what you just said, as the devil's advocate with Al Pacino.
Yeah.
And Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. It's a great movie, right? It's an excellent movie.
Great movie. And I just think back at that, right? How Al Pacino, he played it so well, right? And he just uses yourself against you.
Exactly.
Right.
And the funny thing is, like, I mean, I want to say, support what they did, because it's wrong, it's disgusting.
Disgusting.
Right? But that's something that has been there from the beginning of times. There's always the enemy around. There's always devil around. People need to be careful. Unfortunately, as time progresses, people, women, they're not looking for men. They're looking for money, right? That's why they're posting these things. They're bringing attraction. They're bringing all these things. and they swimming in uncharted, dangerous waters, and if you're looking for something like that, you're gonna find that.
You're gonna find
right.
it.
So it's
That's right.
be
And
careful where you hang out. Be careful who you associate with, and hey, finding your second half on a nightclub on a bar.
you're asking for it.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
you're setting the stage. You're setting the stage for failure, right? You already failed. It's just a matter of time now before you reap the consequences of your actions, right? Your decisions that you made. One of the things my mom used to tell me, and all my siblings, is like, it's easy to get in trouble, but it's hard to get out of it.
Absolutely
Once
right.
you find yourself in the thick of it,
Correct.
it takes you seconds to get in there. It takes you years to get out, right? And
Yeah.
that's the saddest part of it,
Yeah.
right?
It's just a matter of a second to make a bad decision and regret it for the rest of your life.
For the rest of your life, now you have to live with it.
Correct. And for the girls and the ladies out there, I just, you know what? Take care of yourself. Be aware of who
Diligent.
you are. Be diligent. Be aware who's next to you. Also, value yourself. Protect yourself, because you worth a lot for the person who creates you and loves you most.
That's right.
So don't put yourself on those harmful waters.
Don't sell yourself short. I mean,
And I hope that those guys pay the price and
they're
all
going
the
to.
force on the law comes to that. So
they are going to. And,
Yeah.
furthermore, we are cracking down on human trafficking and sex trafficking. But unfortunately, this is just so ridiculous how much money that's being produced by it, right? It's it's $150 billion business, right?
Yeah.
And that's sick.
correct.
And so because of that astronomical number, you have people that are gravitating to it like if not drugs, right? So it's a profitable business. So people may not want to get involved, but they know it's going to make them so much money. So I'm just going to do it now for a little bit with these people, and then I'll drive the truck, if you will, right, to ship these people over here or something of that nature, right? And then they wind up in a web of undesirable consequences.
I know it's sad. It's something that it's obviously to pay attention to. But most important is, like, at the end of the day, the question is for each individual is how much is your soul worth?
Right.
What are you selling for? A lot of people these days, I believe that humanity is on a stage that it's selling their soul for immediate results, and it's sad, but we have to have hope.
Insane. I'm going to compare it to the article I read a long time ago about the cartel and their sicarios. They pay these sicarios, people that unalive people, like less than minimum wage, right? You can wrap your head around that. So less than what people pay at McDonald's, what an employer pays at McDonald's, sicarios are like taking out people.
Yeah, sure. I mean, some people will kill you to take your shoes.
Indeed.
As simple as that. So it depends on the level of desperation, right? On the level of hunger,
Right.
that you're going to find these people. Some people are going to do whatever it takes just to survive, per se.
Right.
Right. And they will sell their soul
Right.
at some point. So, yeah. And once you do that, then the next level, they do something else and something else. And until you just lost yourself.
They are going up the chain, right, of worth to them in their mind, right? Okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna keep going up the ranks. Yeah. And then they find
to move up the
themselves-
ranks on that is not by doing good deeds.
and
that's a
become a
guarantee.
full-blown criminal.
Yeah, and
There's no
it's
way out
only
of it
one
now.
way out. It's only one way out, and it's on a coffin.
Oh yeah.
They all know it. They all know it. That's the ultimate price.
Know it. At some point, you have to know it. Some know it in the beginning. They know what they're getting themselves into. Some maybe think they're going to do it just for a moment, and then they get trapped into the web, if you will, right, or stuck in it now,
That's right.
and there's no way out.
Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, we covered a lot today, Xzabko. Right?
Yes,
we went to a
indeed.
lot of spots.
Oh, my
I know
God.
we plus the time, but We're gonna continue to cover some of this good information. I hope that you found the material today important and you reflect to that. Please put your comments, your thoughts. We would like to interact with you, and we look forward to see you next week at the Market Voice with Xzabko and Andres. Stay tuned, guys.
See you guys later.